the limo because now I'm a sex symbol, intercontinental LA airplay, just like Jay Leno. Now every label out want to send a memo to do a remix, y'all, but may say no. Figure once I make it, they'll fake it, but ain't nobody show me love when I was naked. So when they threw my tape in the trash, I laugh. Now I play a tape on blast, I laugh. Boom. Hello, America. Hello, world. Hello, you. It is your new best friend, Cashmere, California, and this is the Pod is Good podcast, aka the Notorious P.I.G, episode 34. Pod is good. And all the time. If you know, you know. If you don't, keep listening. You'll learn. Today, we do something a little different. It's just me in the studio today. We got a new segment called Ask Cash. Ask Cash. You can ask me anything. And one thing I've been hearing a lot about lately is this idea about happy wife, happy life. So if you have a happy wife, do you have a happy life? Let's talk about it. All right, boom. So for those of you that don't know, I am a married man. Yes, I'm a very, very, extremely happy married man. Or is it happily married man? Whatever one of those, I'm both of those. So just pick one. And this idea of happy wife, happy life is something that I personally have wrestled with for a long time. And I know a lot of men have also wrestled with this topic. So I figured this, since it keeps coming up in conversation, let's handle it. Let's talk about it. I feel like this is gonna be for new married men. This is gonna be for married men that been there and been in the grind for a while, or maybe you're just thinking about getting married. Who knows? Maybe you're a fiance right now. You might have just got engaged. Congrats to you. Congrats. So this idea of happy wife, happy life, what does it mean? Is it true? Should you abide by it? Is it something that should make its way into your home? Is it? Is there any use for this idea of happy wife, happy life for a husband? That's right. I'm talking to the men. This is for the men. Ladies, you should listen in too, because I promise I'm gonna get let me work. I'm saying let me cook a little bit. Let me cook. We're gonna get there. But this is specifically for the men because I know as men, marriage is a big step. Marriage is a massive, massive step. And when you hear a statement like happy wife, happy life, it immediately makes you feel like you're not included in the happiness. You're not a part of it. You're not considered. You're not appreciated. You know what I mean? And that's tough. Let's just keep it real. That's tough. And so I think, I'm gonna kind of express not only where I've been with this idea, but also my new awakening of the idea, and I'll present it to you. And you guys take it how you may. If it feeds you and it's something that's good that you can, maybe build on, cool. If not, don't worry about it. I ain't a professional. I'm just giving you my experience, yo. I'm just giving you a little something that I went through to maybe help you out. Hove did that. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. Come on, man. That's hip hop. Y'all know what we do. All right. So background on me. I've been married for 7 years. Still a newlywed, as many would say. I'm not saying I got a ton of years in the game, but I'm way off the snotty nose side. I'm past that. Me and my wife, we passed that. I got married July 1st, 2016. That's right. Fellas, get your dates right. If somebody asks you how long you've been married, know your dates. Don't be sitting there, like 8, 9. And she like 15 years. You're like, if you let me finish, I was gonna say like 8, 9 years ago, I realized we had been married for like 6, 7 years. So now it'd be like 15, but you don't let me. So that's what I'm saying. You will never let me finish. I digress. So I've been married for 7 years, and I immediately fought against this happy wife, happy life thing. And not because I don't want to make my wife happy. Like, that's the obvious thing. Of course, I want my wife to be happy. But like most men, it was like, yo, what about me? What about me? I'm spending a lot of money. I'm spending a lot of time. I'm giving up a lot of emotions. I'm letting a lot of my past go. I'm shutting down a lot of stuff to focus on you. And you're telling me that the only thing I should be building upon is that you're happy. Where's your saying? Happy husband, something? Joyful husband, something? Make it up. Not a lot of stuff that rhymes with husband, but figure it out. Use man. Man's a lot easier. You can rhyme a lot of stuff with man. But that's how it feels. You know what I mean? Not to joke about it too much. It really does feel like it's not a lot in it for the man. And to keep it real, society makes you feel like that because when society talks about marriage, it's constantly like built around the woman. It's her big day. She's the trophy. You go propose to her. She gets all the rings and the big dress, and she gets what everything is kind of centered around the woman. Even in the movies that we watch and the way that they kind of showcase the woman in the movies, you know what I mean, when they're getting married. The man is just kind of like a side piece in so many words. He's just kind of like an extra. Like she's not standing at the altar alone. But everything's about her and the lifting the veil and the perfect dress and the family around. We get it. We get it. And so to then finally take that big step and then to hear something like happy wife, happy life is like, yo, so why am I even right? I know y'all feel me. Don't act. Maybe your lady is somewhere nearby. You kind of got to keep it on the low because y'all ain't there yet. But I know, I know, I can see, I know. So though I struggled with it in the beginning, I kept going back to it because you got to understand that if there's a saying, okay, just a little side note right here. This is a good one. Write this one down. If there's a saying in any area of your life that you're going into that existed long before you even thought about it, give it some credence. Give it just a little bit of value. Don't dismiss it because you don't like it or because you don't understand it. Because there's wisdom in things of that nature. Somewhere along the road, someone or some people have taken years and years and years worth of married life and crunched it down into 4 words. I mean, really 3 words. One of them is just repeated. There's value in that. And sometimes as a young husband or a young man or a not husband yet, it's hard to hear that wisdom because on the surface, it just comes across a certain way. So what does it mean? Happy wife, happy life. Okay. Well, on the surface, it sounds like if I make my wife happy, then life is happy. Okay. So what if I don't make her happy? Well, who knows? They don't have one for that. I thought I was super clever, though. The internet pretty much ripped me a new one when I tried to present it. Forget y'all. When I said happy spouse, happy house, I thought I was super unique and original. Turns out I wasn't. People had thought of that before. I guess it was kind of easy. I should have thought about that. However, happy spouse, happy house made me feel like now that's it. It doesn't leave you out. It doesn't leave me out. We both come into this as a mutual thing, trying to build upon one another. And when we both are happy, our entire house is happy. And guess what? The house includes the children. So to me, I felt like mine was more all inclusive. It's like I keep saying mine because for a long time I really did think I made that up. Don't judge me. I thought that version was a lot more complete. You see what I'm saying? It was a lot more thorough in love and consideration for a household. And it is. It is. If you are looking at the house as a 50-50 split between 2 people. And most of us kind of come into marriage with that in mind. It's like, yo, I'm going to do this. She going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this for her, but she going to do this for me. I want her to meet me. We're going to be a dream team. We're going to be the power couple. Look at Beyonce. Look at Jay. They both come together, boom. That's kind of how we approach it, which is cool. But more than likely, you're going to start to realize that as equal as both of you might want to be, you're not equal in your creation. You were built different. You weren't built equally. You might have been built equally in the eyes of God. You might have been built equally as far as what you deserve on this planet, the love that you should receive, those types of things, those kind of grand gesture things of human beings. But as far as, I should have said this at the beginning, I am speaking about a man and a woman. And I'm not going into the cis this and the naturally, I ain't doing all that. Man and a woman, take it how you take it. A man and a woman getting married. So in those two opposites coming together, there are going to be differences that are going to prohibit things being 50-50. It took me a long time to learn this. So I'm hoping I'm able to articulate it in a way right now that can help the next man or the next woman at least understand this idea even more. And I pray that nothing that I say gets taken the wrong way. It doesn't get taken in any kind of belittling or minimizing, because I don't mean any of it that way. Man, woman, the marriage, they're both equally important to the success of that marriage. If either one of them deviate from that understanding, the marriage is going to fail. I'm not looking at it like the man's way up here and the woman's way down here. I don't look at help meet that way. I look at, we are creations of God. And God didn't create you lesser than me. He didn't say, I'm going to create man. I'm going to create this other little thing called a woman that she ain't really as smart or as mature or as capable, even mentally as he is. He's more the superior being. And then he has this little play thing that he ain't say that. He ain't say that. So anybody that's trying to read into help meet in that way, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. That ain't what it means. That ain't what it means. And this ain't Bible study, so I ain't going to go into that too deep, okay? We're going to try to keep this on the surface because I just want to deal with this idea of happy wife, happy life, and how that affects men's psyche when approaching marriage or approaching their wife's happiness, okay? All right. What does it mean? Make my wife happy, my life is happy. Let's break it down. I used to tell a lot of my new married friends, when there was an issue, I would say, it's your fault. They'd be like, nah, no, she bugging. Like, so I came in, I done washed the clothes, I done cleaned the house, got the kids ready for bed, making her dinner, got the TV ready for her. And as soon as she walk in, she upset about work and this and that, and this person did blah, blah, blah. And all I said was, that's cool. Sorry that happened, babe, but let's enjoy the night. Oh, you just trying to make me forget it. You just want me to, you try, and she tripping. And I'm like, no. No matter what it is, that's another thing to write down. Men, especially the young ones. No matter what it is in the marriage, it is your fault. Now, please understand what I'm saying when I say that. I'm not saying that you're the problem. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that more than likely, you can be the solution. Okay? So when I say it's your fault, it's so that you take responsibility and create a solution for it. There's no solution in my wife crazy. There's no solution in what she just tripping. There's no solution in she just don't appreciate me. Even if all those things are true, there's still no solution in it. And as the head of the household, if you believe in that biblical structure, as the head of the household, you are called to figure it out. Just like the head of a business. The head of a business can't walk in, see their management staff, and people are, gone to break for too long, and they're not delegating tasks properly, or sales are down, or they're whatever the business is, it's failing because of them. And they walk out and go, man, they tripping. They the worst employees I know. It's crazy. You see how they acting? Man, I ain't dealing with them. No. No, you know why? Because your business will fail and your marriage will fail. Again, I'm gonna say this again in case you just jumped in. I am not licensed in any way, shape, or fashion. I am just a very young in marriage, 7 years in, mature marriage, but still very young husband that is trying to relay some very, very important information that I have learned that I believe would help somebody else, because I think it would have helped me if I could have heard it this way. So I say it's your fault. And a lot of them took my um, direction in that because they understood what I was saying. It's your fault. Figure it out. It's your fault. You didn't cause this at all. Figure it out. Two things are going to happen. Number one, you grow deeper in your role as a husband to take on things that you didn't create, to take on burdens, to take on heartache, to take on frustrations, to wear it like a man. I said that in a song recently. I was taught to stay the course. That's what a man does. Be fertile ground for you to grow, baby. That's man love. That's all you doing. You see a problem, be the fertile ground that her roots can dig into and go, okay, this is comfortable. You know what? You're right. Maybe I don't need to be so bothered at them, because what I have at home just trumps all of that. You never know how she might feel looking over at her man that she knows you didn't cause the issue, but she sees that you're not trying to solve the problem. That a lot of us men make that mistake, and I still make that mistake. I'll probably continue to make that mistake, because that's also in my nature as well. But not so much just trying to solve the problem, but trying to create solution to the emotion, create solution to the break from the joy, the break from happiness, the break from peace. Because the more peaceful you can keep your home, the more joyful you can keep your marriage, the healthier your marriage is going to be, right? And so when you have these moments where you see things that happen, you do have a choice. You have a choice, even if it's directed at you. You can either, it comes at you and you go, nope, nah, that ain't me. No, that's you. You did that. Nope, nope. Hey, leave me out of it. Or you can embrace it and go, yeah, I see why you feel that way. I see why you feel that way. And then maybe inside, maybe outwardly, depending on your relationship, you're like, okay, this is what I need to do. Oh, this is what I need to do for her. Or this is what I know she needs to do, but I can't just tell her that. So let me try to help her get to that answer herself. It's your fault. Write it down. It's your fault. It's the most mature way that you can approach an issue in your marriage. I promise you. And you will have issues. If you don't know that already, like the preachers say, keep on living. Keep on living. Your time is coming. I've had issues. We've all had, but let me keep it to me. I've had things that came up, and I could even point to where this came from. I could point to a situation that existed before I even met the girl. I mean, I call her the girl before I even met my wife, and I still had to go, yeah, but that's your fault. That's your fault. And so why? Why is that important? It's important to me, at least, and I feel like most men would understand this. You will find out that you have a different capacity than your wife in certain areas. She has a different capacity than you in certain areas. But in that space, in that like problem, tension, frustration, anger, I can't believe, men are much better at that. Men are much better at that. Maybe we're not much better at much. But on that one right there, if you don't believe me, watch the Real Housewives of this and that. You see stilettos and champagne glasses, they don't do well in that space. And they don't even got to be nothing. It could be, how you going to have a party the same day I had a party across the street from my party? I mean, that's just how I go. That's just how I go. Men, we don't conduct like that. We go in, don't get me wrong. I mean, men go to war. Wars are because of men. So I'm not saying that, but I am saying that on a day-to-day basis, we have a different capacity for those things. So if you allow your capacity to open up for your wife, you give her new capacity. You give her new capacity within you for something else to help harness this issue, this problem, this trauma, this whatever the pain is. That pain point doesn't just reverberate in her and she can't handle it. It gets to exchange itself and share itself into a new vessel that has greater capacity for it and can help her handle it. I ain't trying to preach to y'all. I'm really not. And if it comes across like that, hey, blame the topic, not me. Blame the topic. So, happy wife, happy life. Is it true? What do y'all think? Like, before I give you my answer, like in the chat, what do y'all think? In the comment section, what do y'all think? Happy wife, happy life. Is that just some cliche? Is that old school thinking? Is it real? Is it true? Have you tried it? Do you know for a fact that it doesn't or does? Give me your opinions. Give me your opinions. And I'm asking this sincerely because I feel like as men, we don't do this enough. Men don't dialogue about those really personal spaces, those heart aching spaces, those frustrating spaces in your mind and your heart where you just don't know what to do with that energy. We just don't all the time. And some men do the wrong things with that energy. Whether that be it turns into anger and frustration at the person, which doesn't help. I don't know if you stood back and thought about it, but it's not going to help her feel better that now you're also angry at her. Like, it's just, come on, this is what it is. Or we tend to like push it away. Like, I ain't got to deal with this. You on something every day. Like, every time you come home, it's something else. Like, I'm good. I ain't got to deal with this. Like, I got my piece. That's your call as well. But if you are in a marriage and you are committed to the marriage and your idea is truthfully, I do for better or for worse until the end. If that is your thinking, if that is your MO to your marriage, then there's only one way that you can respond when there is tension or turmoil in your household is it's my fault. Why is it my fault? Because I blank. She's mad at work and this and this and that and the other. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. Hold on. But it's my fault because I haven't found the way to give her that space to decompress. I haven't found the right items that she might like, whether that's a glass of champagne or a book, us reading for 30 minutes or a moment with the TV or bake her some cookies. That's my wife's thing. Whatever that thing is, I haven't found the thing that I know can zap it away. See, I know, and my wife is probably watching. I know. If my wife is in a certain place, there's a few things I know that I can do. If it's at me, first thing I can do is just kind of like let her know that I'm here if she wants to talk, but give her some space, right? If it's about anything else, or even if it's me, but just, not something that's too deep, man, I know seafood is always right there on the list. I know an ice cream spot called Afters that's always on the list. I know fresh baked cookies is always on the list. I got three exit doors right there that I can get to in a moment's notice. And that ain't all of them. But you got to know, your significant other. So, happy wife, happy life. Hopefully you guys will put it in the comments, what you think, what your response is. Jetty Taylor said it depends on the wife. It does. A lot of this depends on the wife. And why I just said you got to know your significant other because they're all different. Just like we different, right? Just like we different. That's what makes every couple different. However, even in the differences within those couples, there are consistent underlining things that are very similar in most marriages. Okay? And the idea that you try to take ownership of problems more so than distance yourself or blame your wife for the problem, I'm saying that as a man, it's probably more productive, not just for your wife, but also for you. Because that's one thing as men, we have to find out that a marriage is just as much of a journey of yourself as it is a journey with the other person. Because you're going to have to find these deeper places inside of you that you never had to. You're going to have to channel a new strength that you didn't know that you ever needed or were going to need. You're going to have what you feel is the perfect marriage, and a bombshell is going to hit you, and it is going to jar everything that you thought you were doing right, and you realize what 90% of what I was doing right was wrong. That takes a lot of strength to say, and that's my fault. Even if that wasn't conveyed to you properly, that's my fault. Now, I should bring a woman on here. Maybe I'll bring Mrs. California on here, or some other married woman that will say, maybe to women. Maybe women have a similar idea. That's cool. I'm not saying it has to be one-sided. I'm strictly speaking to this idea of happy wife, happy life, and talking to husbands as we try to wrestle with that, right? So, does it work? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that a longtime naysayer of the happy life, happy wife idea has found the truth and the hidden loophole in those in that 4-word sentence. Here's the truth. The truth is, you're not left out as the husband when they say happy wife, happy life. Because in order for her to be happy, you had to create that happiness. Had to. And I say had to because, like I learned a long time ago, the person that you marry will contribute to 90% of your happiness. So she married to you. So 90% of her happiness is in you. So if she's going to be happy, it needs you. She can't not have you and just get 10% and still be, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. She needs you to be happy. So the fact that she's even happy says that you're a part of it. There's a joining right there already. It's not just she's happy on her own and you ain't got nothing to do with it. You made her happy. Your life becomes happy because now all that stuff that you say is my fault and it's on me and all of that, you don't have to do that as much now. You know why? Because you've created an atmosphere of happiness and of joy. And here's the loophole. This is the tough part for a lot of you. Because this right here might tell you that you got the wrong one. Hey, I said it. Okay, spoiler alert. The loophole is that if you guys are both committed in the same way and you guys both love each other with the same depth, her happiness is going to make her want to make you happy because she knows where the happiness comes from. She's looking to you for it. She's looking to you for that security. She's looking to you for that stability. She's looking to you for that affection. And so she has all those things and she feels happy and she feels joyed. And if she loves you the way that you love her, because clearly you love her to do all of those things, she's going to take it upon herself to go, okay, I want him to be happy. And so I know some people might say I'm reaching, and I'll accept that. I'll accept that. You got to go through your own epiphanies about marriage. But in speaking on mine, I know for a fact that when I get my wife into her happiest place, she has no issues trying to make me happy in response. It pours out of her. And so it turns into this reciprocating thing that we both get to enjoy, which makes it a happy life. So some of you may rock with that. Some of you may not. If you don't, I completely understand. All of us gotta dredge through this thing the best way we can. And I've tried multiple ways to make mine as efficient as possible. And I'm still working on it. I know my wife probably feels the same way. She's still working on it. We still working together. It should always be like that, right? You're always going to be working. You're always going to be trying to build a better team between you two, like the Cowboys. Had to throw that out there. You're always trying to build and be better. There's just small nuances that if you notice along the road to carry with you, you will start to realize that if I apply that little thing and this little thing and that little thing over there, it somehow starts to weed out those big things. It starts to catch those big things before they grow because you're so in tune now. Hey, that's just my experience, okay? So, that's all, man. This has been Axe Cash. Happy wife, happy life. Is it true? Cashmere says yes. I do not agree with it is all about the wife and not the husband. I don't agree with that. It is about both of you. It is about both of you. But once the husband truly understands the only way that his wife is going to be happy is with him, then you understand that those first two words, though you don't see your title in it, you're right there in it because you're 90% of that first word, happy. You're 90% of it. This has been the Pod is Good podcast, aka the Notorious P.I.G. Pod is Good, and all the time. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe, follow us, keep watching, stay tuned. We got another show coming very soon. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.